Hi, and welcome back to Soldier Tech Gaming, where we look at gaming and tech from a soldier's perspective. Thanks once again for checking out the channel. And if you haven't already, click that like button, subscribe, and comment down below. Your input's important and it really helps with the channel, and I personally really appreciate it. Now, today we are going to do our first review of 2021, and we're going to talk about The Medium, this game from Blooper Team and Microsoft Game Studios that is an Xbox and PC exclusive that creatively pushes hardware and tech to the next level. And I wanted to give you guys the Soldier Tech review. So let's start off with the story. Now, The Medium is a story-driven horror experience centered on puzzle solving, where you play the role of the main protagonist of Marianne, and you have the ability to talk to people that have passed over or crossed over to the other side. This story overall I found was good. There's some solid intrigue, and the developers took the time to develop and create a world that's interesting and mysterious. However, it does take about a quarter to a third of the game before it really picks up and hooks you. And this game isn't super long. I clocked it in my playtime on PC between 7 and 8 hours. So you have to be a little patient in the beginning to allow the game to really start picking up and where it actually gets good. The voice acting is very good. You have Troy Baker giving off his normally really good performance. I would have liked a little bit more depth with the main character Marianne, but I can tell you by the end of the game, you will feel satisfied with its conclusion. Now let's talk about graphics and animation. The Medium is a pretty nice looking game overall. The environments are static, 3D backgrounds, but look really good for the most part and have a good amount of detail. The characters are detailed as well, with decently high polygon models and particle and environmental effects that are very well done. Overall, this game gives an eerie and dark vibe that halfway through the game gets you fully immersed. The particle and environmental effects are well done, and overall this gives this game an eerie and dark vibe that halfway through the game you're fully immersed in. The animation is okay at best and sometimes downright awful. The characters move stiffly throughout the environment, will slide back and forth effect from like the Resident Evil 2 and 3 era, which for a newer title is not the way to go. You notice it particularly when Marianne has to pick something up or open a door or even climb over something, and you're going to be screaming at the top of your lungs because you have to turn the character just right to get that prompt where you need it, so you can do something as simple as feeding a dog its dog food. So be patient. Now, this might have been a little bit less of an issue with a little more time to polish the game perhaps. I had some frustrating times just feeding a dog some dog food, so yeah, it's going to be interesting on the gameplay side. Now, this might be an issue with just maybe not enough time to polish the game, or just a design decision because they had to get the game completed. Lastly, some of the voice acting just didn't work out too well for me, and I found myself getting pulled out the game from time to time, but overall, like I said, the voice acting was pretty good. Now let's move on to sound and immersion. The sound design is great. The music score is very well done, and Blooper Team took the time to have two separate composers make audio for both the Dark World of the Dead and the World of the Living, which I thought was a great design decision. The sound effects are also very well done. You hear wood creaking as you walk across floors, water dripping from broken pipes, and other sounds like your footsteps that come through quite well. The rumble feature is used in certain spots as well, and makes me wish that Microsoft had adopted some of the new haptics of the PlayStation 5. Now, my playthrough has been on PC. The haptics would have made the experience a lot better. But overall, I think the team did a really good job of implementing rumble into the game, and you have to play through it. I don't want to give any spoilers away, but as you play through it, you'll see. Now, of course, very important part in games is gameplay. So let's talk about the gameplay. Lastly, let's talk about gameplay. Gameplay is probably the weakest part of the Medium. The animation systems, like I spoke to about earlier, coupled with poor traversal mechanics, climbing, just moving around the environment, slow, and makes playing the game somewhat of a chore. Now, you're going to get hooked because of what other stuff going on in the game and the atmosphere and story and things like that, but definitely not the gameplay. Background at times can cause some jarring effects when moving from one area to another. There's some chase scenes and some other scenes involved later in the game where you're running for your life,
and you get too close to a corner, or you bump into the side of a wall, slows you down, allowing you to be caught, or your character not to make it through. Interactivity with objects, like I said earlier, climbing, jump, like anything involving traversal has been could have been better implemented in my opinion. Maybe creating a slightly bigger room would allow for less jarring transitions. There's not a lot of action in this game, and there's absolutely no combat. Spoiler alert, sorry. So just for you to enjoy the experience, know that the puzzle solving and the atmosphere and some of the voice acting and music is what's going to kind of keep you engaged in the game. So for the first hour or so, I felt a little bit bored, and then it started to slowly pick up and things started happening in the game. It started to get interesting, and it kind of hooked me a little bit. So good job by Blooper Team. Let's talk about my final score and overall review score for the medium. The medium, to me, overall is a 3.5 out of 5. This is a good game. Blooper Team should be commended for trying something different. Rendering and creating two worlds at the same time on the screen is a really cool concept, and I hope they do something similar later on down the line. There's a couple of small things they can improve on, in my opinion, to make their next game even better. A little more polish, slightly better animations, improved voice acting, and motion capture technology, and you can probably get a 4 out of 5 potentially for me on the next game if they do those things, maybe even higher. But for you Soldier Tech gamers out there, if you're looking for a cool horror experience to hold you over as you wait for more next generation experiences, I would definitely recommend checking this game out, especially if you have Game Pass or an Xbox Series X or an Xbox Series S, because that's all the only places you can play it right now. So how about this? You tell me what you think about the medium. If you played it already, did you agree with my review? Put your thoughts down in the comments, and I look forward to bringing you more content, reviews, and gameplay on Soldier Stick Gaming. Thanks for watching my video, and if you haven't already, please break that subscribe button, drop a like, comment, and I'll see you in the next time. Soldier Tech out.